First of all, they will say Donkor, they will stop Donkor party from fielding a presidential candidate. Eba sana na obi de eyedien sa eye asem no akọ court MPP for no be obi de akọ court. Se di panel the EC court na EC afre emergency IPAC meeting. EC free emergency IPAC meeting they will make sure say MPP surrogates no more IPAC meeting ya because say yes, EC should take out Donkor. Now, I'm going to say EC should take out the Donkor party in Frua. Now, EC will say majority of IPAC no say it is a political party now you don't agree. Obviously, NDC will not agree. A party are only reasonable to say Afafranto Alan Cash will not agree. And some other people who are somebody like Hassan Ayaraga, I don't trust him. He will go with the NPP people. That's what he does all the time. He does business when it comes to politics. Now, the rational ones will disagree. And the EC will say, oh, per the vote, majority of the parties at IPAC are saying, they side with us. So we want to go ahead and take Donkor out and do re-balloting or change the number now. Then EC will say, any party that disagrees can go to Supreme Court. Now, Uko Supreme Court, Osama Ami will be sitting there waiting. Tokonu, and Tokonu is an MPP communicator.
Whenever I say my PENDREAM TV there, I see them yopo.
We ja. Kevin tell we mo de message de maka no enima fa me court. It announcement na maye no. Na do Danko Kufuado Donkor di kaka kire so opene ku no. Owu a mumuse Kufuado. Yete na chema wutu beka say omo be change positions no. Omo ku Donkor, omo wi a omo be ku eye den apalu. By 2 weeks time the apalu so omo ku no. MPP le ku Jonkuma ebesinde ye hu nipa ku Jonkuma chema wuntumi ene Jonkuma ene dia confirm back ye se chema wuntumi ba omia doctor de ene save no Jonkuma de ye save no wuye de ya Jonkuma wuye ena na pobo dam JB Dankwa ene ma ekufu $50 million say onfanko contest campaign eno kaso openisika eno omosmaye emekuku eyedien JB Dankwa sexy don police for chino on one any statement mu any video mu ka say Jonkuma JB Dankwa wu no ekufu nim hu bi enti also tell us a part we no eyokunfu dumfu enti also tell us bibia yedu no now Momenka Electoral Commission for one asem na yenko yenim. Now this is a story I want to spend about 20 minutes on. Na mapon na makofie me na meyere na memma. Ai na sebio ya numu nsupa enye galamse nsuo. Yedi eduane pa enye galamse nsuo ene yedi guso. Na sebio ya da empapa so a sebio enye galamse ena yede yeye. Akua de dwa. Now EC has informed GFP to make arrangements to nominate a new candidate following the death of party's presidential candidate Donkor. Donkor wu eman edien eye apalutiase onyame tie sufre. Now I say Electoral Commission no and the krata beto abontene say eye Donkor party no omunyi eye dien flag bearer na eye print na print ballot papers no isi say omujai. Mensa aji instructions free Jubilee House say Samoku Donkor wi a me pese be fa kwan bi so na afi John Mahama number 8 no yesesa no na anke ma John Mahama free 8 wo because breaking the 8 na de John Mahama be breaki binti ene Jane Mensa ni EC for say Donkor wu omo ma Donkor party no be 10 days say omo fa flag bearer from ra ansana eye ballot papers na oma print ya maka be 10% ni ewie no omo toaso. I want to say this, the ballot papers ni to aba no about 90% ya print ewie. Now already easy for press release omo de ba abontene a mamenkan na mendwedwam na Ghana for ehu de eko. Death of 2024 presidential candidate Madam Donkor, 29th of October 2024. I'm sorry, 29th of October 2024. Now, EC4 statement of the buyer and I make the Electoral Commission has today received information on the unfortunate passing of the presidential candidate of the Ghana Freedom Party, GFP, Madam Akua Donkor. May she rest in peace. While the 1992 Constitution and the Public Elections Regulations 2020 CI 127 are not clear on processes to follow in the event of the death of a presidential candidate, Article 54 of the 1992 Constitution provides as follows, and I quote, where at the close of nomination but before the elections, one of the candidates dies, a further period of 10 days shall be allowed for nomination, end of quote. The commission has since informed the GFP to make arrangements to nominate a new candidate and inform the commission accordingly. In the meantime, the commission has suspended the printing of presidential ballot papers, which was near completion. See the last statement, almost say, in the meantime, the commission has suspended the printing of presidential ballot papers, which was near completion. Thank you, Samuel Tete, Deputy Chairman, Operations. Easy for say, Oma te say eye Akua Donkor sebio watwa nananom ewon siedo na Ghana mrano sebio emra ebo omodwumadie no ho ban a 1992 Constitution eye emra kase a ebo Ghana ho no sebio emu eye emu baby e kire say any electoral commission for so emra baby kire say sebio e wo say omo ka kire party ni say omo enadu omo ntumi fa obi emehye Akua Donkor nan na mom omo kasa no omo say Ghana eye emra kase ne enhyeda eni emra poti bia edawa e kire de e wo say omo fa so se obi a ope emampanyini edi a sebio ye beto aba no ofiri mu a na mom isi wo mra kuma bi a eda ho a sebio ye nyina ye betumi afa so na saa emra no ena mo frɛ no CI 127 2020 ena omode saa mra no ban no na saa mra no kyerɛ se obi epe franka anase omampanyine di na ye kwa akoto aba na se ofiri mu a party na sebio odi omonim anase oyo omo franka tufo no saa party no de omo ye ne se omo ma party no enadu na party no enyi nipa foforo na sebio omo ye den omedi omonim no mkotu den akantuo akansie no na isi kasa no omo se eye papers a sebio yekoto eye enwa ba ma ye hu bebia obi abeda no a ye rekoto aba no omo ankasa eba atoma no mutuo se eye papers a ye printed yakoto aba 2024 December ya aka ena eduasa 9 nkron no omo se papers ne de omo printed the do na in fact omo chichemu eye oha chichemu a beye ediokron 90% de papers no omo print wi a Akua Donkor edin ene ne picture etare so na mom omo mra na kire se e wo se omo ma eye Akua Donkor party no omo de omo ma party no eye akwanya ma se omo pese omo ma obi be hye Akua Donkor nan a nipa no e be hye Akua Donkor nan. Now sa asemu ya isi edia be nipa ne nsa e sha ase no ye frɛ no eye Samuel Tete ono so ye another kromfo a owo isi. Now obi bebusa se na asema abeyi a electoral commission sebio ye nyina ye nim se electoral commission a print election papers and a ballot papers edu be 90% no se asema si say ne say ye jai ballot papers ne printi na yama Akua Donkor party no 10 days say omunyi de omunyi eye de another presidential candidate. Question e pese busa no say enti 90% nkrata na isi a print no sa enkrata bebrebe na yedi sika ne ink ya contracted different printing press mama print no easy se Akua Donkor party no enyi obia se omeye presidential candidate sa enkrata na ya print na yede eye serial numbers nyina to so a yede credo ato ano no easy betu egu ana easy ebekoso ama ya print na ya koto aba. Na question also busa hono no say eye isi nankasa mmra no ede ne kafa eye de se obi wu ewo ede se o contest se obe president owu abra ye koto aba o kan eye CI 72 sorry CI 72 and this is it sorry CI 75 CI 75 where easy for nankasa emra o kan CI 75 na now 2012 and a sambra we ye share no Ghana and no easy emra ni bi almost say death of a candidate. Now, where an election is to be held and the candidate dies on the eve of the election and proof of the death of the candidate is given to returning officer before the commencement of the poll, the returning officer shall put on hold proceedings in relation to the election and inform the commission. Say isi say omumbra le kire say yakoto aba na say ebia enne ana ochena ana ada ye beto aba no say presidential candidate bi eden a ewu a yesi isi mra ne kire say e wo say officer na returning officer na ohwe sa aba so no and the Ghana ye ka returning officer of Ghana's election agent mensa yato aba ni nyina ewi a returning officer of Ghana's election no agent mensa Sauba regional your returning officers but Ghana ankasa ye ka returning officer nipa ye de abani nyina besi na so mane kinkan nyina ka bom e ka kire a Jane Mensa adukwe Mensa and a returning officer isi mra no eye CI 75 no kire say ye koto aba na presidential candidate bi wu a e wo say nipa na oye returning officer ohwe abano so no e wo se ohodi abano no make sure say yes sa asem na yesi no ye betu anamon ansana ya den ansana yakoso ato abano. Now, 2 no say the commission shall on receipt of information under the sub-regulation 1 adjourn the poll and allow a period of 10 days for the political party to which the candidate belonged to nominate a new candidate. Inti mbrani kire say eye isi no ebe gina abano bebi ejina bia no na wa ma eye political party no inedu 10 days for that political party to elect a new flag bearer and then they can go ahead and conduct the elections. Now, my question here is, what if say Akua Donkor party no entimi enyi a presidential candidate? What if say MPP for we know will do everything possible from stopping Akua Donkor political party no from electing a presidential candidate or nominating a presidential candidate to come and contest no? What will be the next move of the EC? A question amibusa. Because when BB EC nankasa krata mu no almost a presidential ballot papers no almost printed 90%, meaning abano papers abano they are almost done in printing the papers because I will share documentation we are printing presses are almost air printed around the nation no oko back press Ashanti regional and Savannah they have printed and basically they have even box all the papers almost printing paper na wie aka air 3 numbers bi on beshem almost party representatives at the almost locks nyina eba me de ato ano. Technically papers na Akwa Ashanti regional and Savannah no air back press no they have printed about 95% omo. So as act commercials, upper west, upper east, almost about 90% presidential, print here. Oba a InnoLink, almost print it. Oba checkpoint, print it. Fund start, print it. Yasaku, Sanko Fuena easy so cancel contract, no. Ghana Publishing Company. Into all these publishing companies are almost printed ballot papers, no. They have done about 90% of the presidential ballots. Meaning about 90% of the presidential ballot no Akua Donkor enim da so. Now isi ni say wama Akua Donkor party no 10 days. Akua Donkor party no enyi anase omo nominate a new flag bearer na isi no and take into one amount. So the question to the electoral commission and say so ochina Akua Donkor party no eyi a flag bearer. Are we going to discard? And our papers say ya print here we are almost 90%. Mwanga say ya print most of them, you know. Are we going to throw them away and now can put Akua Donkor part, you know, the new flag bearer's face before we reprint all this ballot papers? Bima na just a question. Now, my mention the NPP for person ye. My mention the Jane Mensa episode ye. My mention the next move of the NPP. Akua Donkor na omukunu no they killed Ekriadonko because they wanted a ballot, no. John Mahama number 89, the Ghana for Ninaja no. Omo pese, omo pe kuti kwambi so. No mu change a ballot the number, no. Na John Mahama free 8. Now this is what they are going to do. And Ghana for should be alert. Nobody should allow Jane Mensah and the EC. And they say Ebasana election na yekotono. I will say say these people are bent on destroying our democracy. Because in any country, Ekriadonko, yes, statistics from Baka. Ekriadonko in our elections only 200,000 votes. That Ekriadonko is insignificant when it comes to Ghana's elections. And yes, sir, this is the first time of Ekriadonko or contesting in Ghana's elections. This is the about third time a GFP party no air contesting. Now, when you go back into history, the GFP and I say Ekriadonko party no, they have not made any significant inroads when it comes to numbers that can decide elections. Yet here and your call Supreme Court election 2020 and Chief Justice Enin Yaboane Tokonu Ekachire say NDC ana EC kra e de sa constituencies ni bi na yentumi ankan no kra beka NDC ho a it is not significant enough to turn over the elections, meaning that word significant, you know, it plays a very important role here. Now, you come back to the first time Ekriadonko contested a year Ghana's election. When we go back to the first time Ekriadonko contested here to the last election we conducted in Ghana from 2020 and 2023, two times now, Ekriadonko has not gotten over 100,000 votes. Meaning, if today Ekriadonko party is out of the elections, or we leave Ekriadonko's picture to still run, at the end of the day, no, whatever Ekriadonko will get will still be insignificant. It will not change the outcome of the elections. Into reasonable Ghanaians, no, at this point, we are looking at an EC that will be rational and reasonable enough to say, the number of voter NPP ekuta. Sabaumia and Kewa, Yenim said the NPP made some significant inroads in 2020 elections, and that their number is significant. They can win elections. So it is very important we do this. But as we speak, Ekriadonko, since contesting Ghana's election twice, Ekriadonko has not even made 100,000 votes. Her inclusion in the elections, whether the candidate is changed or not changed, it will not affect the general outcome of the election. So changing or stopping the printing of the ballot, it's not necessary. And at the end of the day, Ekriadonko is not significant. I'm talking about Ekriadonko GFP party, their inclusion and also what they bring to the party, it is insignificant. It cannot change the outcome of the election. Because Ekriadonko, Sebio, with all due respect, if she was alive, she was not going to pull 100,000 votes. So a country where we have been able to print ballot papers, presidential ballot papers, about 90% of them. Why do we say if even Ekriadonko party and to me Anfield the Obia, we need to leave the papers the way they are and go into the elections? And then a reasonable person be abeka. But let me tell you, the NPP, Jane Mensah, Boswana Sare, Tetemono, omni NPP for the coup Ekriadonko. The idea ni nyina say omo pese omo dane election no eye number 8 na John Mahama dan omo pese omo yi free ho omo pese omo find the way na omo yi John Mahama free 8 ho because omo nim say kian Ghana for age John Mahama number 8 na tum and Ghana for nyina beto ma John Mahama na ma menkyerɛ strategy a omo pese omo adapt. Now this is the strategy Jane Mensah NPP for pese omo adapt with this Ekriadonko demise. Now, Obi the EC Beko court, somebody will take the Electoral Commission to court very soon. Nipa no the EC Beko court no, Obeka check Ghana for say or a concerned citizen, or the EC Beko court say, Omuyi Ekriadonko, the picture no free ho say Ekriadonko Anfield and I say GFP. What I'm telling you is that the NPP will do everything possible to stop Ekriadonko party from from nominating a presidential candidate. Now, say Ebasana, another MPP person will go to Supreme Court and tell the court to say Donkor party name to me any presidential candidate. I will say Donkor party no more ballot paper no see NPP for because Supreme Court. See, NPP for will do everything to stop Donkor party away from fielding a presidential candidate. Now, say omenya presidential candidate amba MPP for we have nipa baako say onko court. Na onko kan check court say Donkor party no entumi amfa obi amba ambehye Donkor 9 dia. And e was say sa Donkor baby oda no e was see yi ni number ni free yi ni free na yes sa numbers no. That is number 1. Now, number 2, Jane Mensah and EC, what they are going to do is almost be emergency IPAC meeting. Tie. Se nipa ne the assembly quarter. Jane Mensah, Bossman, omoni MPP for ne apalumu be meeting. No ma frɛ emergency IPAC meeting. Now, frɛ emergency IPAC meeting na 90% of NPP for na IPAC say ye apalu ene sanko for makeka no. They will all say they support the electoral commission say yi Donkor party no free number 3 or so whatever it is no. Now what is going to happen is say Sinibeka say that is what IPAC is saying, and that any political party at IPAC that will disagree should go to court for interpretation. Court one da ho osono maame. First of all, they will say Donkor, they will stop Donkor party from fielding a presidential candidate. Eba sana na obi de eye sa eye asem no akọ court. MPP for no obi de akọ court. Se di panel the EC court na EC afre emergency IPAC meeting. EC for emergency IPAC meeting they will make sure say MPP surrogates no more IPAC meeting because say yes, EC should take out Donkor. Now, I'm going to say EC should take out the Donkor party in free. Now, EC will say majority of IPAC no say it is a political party now you don't agree. Obviously, NDC will not agree. A party are only reasonable to say Afafranto Alan Cash will not agree. And some other people are somebody like Hassan Ayaraga, I don't trust him. He will go with the NPP people. That's what he does all the time. He does business when it comes to politics. Now, the rational ones will disagree. And the EC will say, oh, per the vote, majority of the parties at IPAC are saying, they side with us. So we want to go ahead and take Donkor out and do re-balloting or change the number now, Ubiawono. Then EC will say, any party that disagrees can go to Supreme Court. Now, Uko Supreme Court, Osama Ami will be sitting there waiting. Tokonu, and Tokonu is an MPP communicator. So when you go to Tokonu will tell you say EC is right and that you should go back in less than 24 hours. No, thank you very much. In just 24 hours, Madam Tokonu will put a committee, a team together and decide on the case in less than 24 hours. Sir Jane Mensah, NDC Focal Court say could seek interpretation for the actions of EC. Madam Tokonu will use less than 24 hours to put a group of judges together to say the EC is right and that the NDC should go back and listen to the EC. Because listen, when you look at Ghana's election, let me show you this. These are real facts. I'm not sure facts you are. Look at these facts. The reason why it is not important for the EC to even touch the ballot paper. The EC should continue and print all the papers. Because Ghana's election, this is the election. When results no, now results on the screen is we're a summary of the 2020 presidential election results without Techiman South constituency. Now, Donkor party, GFP, Donkor did not get more than 5,000 votes. Donkor didn't get even 6,000 votes. The whole election now, in 2020, Donkor got 5,500 people voting for her. So what should stop us from printing the ballot papers? Because Donkor whether we allow her in or not, whether they have a presidential candidate or not, her number is insignificant. And there is no way Akua Donkor can win elections in Ghana. In Tisauche, number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Number 5, Akua Donkor, the summary of 2020 elections now, only 5,000, Akua Donkor, 5,574 people voting for her. So why is the EC stopping the printing? After 10 days, say Akua Donkor party to be a presidential candidate, it should stay the same. The EC should not try. Said they will touch the voting paper and say they want to change the numbers and the positions of any political party. Because Akua Donkor's political party does not add anything to the elections. So Akua Donkor 4 million votes. I can say yes, she can win elections. But Akua Donkor 6,000 votes in just 2020 elections. So why are we even stopping the printing? You just have to tell Akua Donkor party and say, you know something, we cannot do anything about it. When somebody votes for Akua Donkor, you can come and present somebody's name. But when somebody votes for Akua Donkor, the person is technically voting for a party. But you cannot say you are stopping the printing and that you are going to change the numbering, and that because of Akua Donkor is very, very insignificant in Ghana's elections. Now, this is a typical example. Namapong, it's exactly 8:06 p.m. What we are experiencing today at EC and Akua Donkor Assembly, to make it very easy for you and to make it very rational for you, Namimpong show is simple. WAEC conducting elections, examinations. At the end of the day, there are so many students omuncho elections, exams, Obu ha no anyam wintumi ametro exams no. Obu ha wonya accident wintumi ametro exams no. Obu ha oyare serious wintumi antro exams no. Obu ha ye registration ye ma obia index number, because WAEC say ye ba betro exams wasi no ye register student bia ema student bia de unique number friend no desk and as index number. Now on election day, say a week to elections, na say school bi hu say student bi sebio wewu ana onyem ana oyare seriously ontumi mpo entra. WAEC does not take out that student's their index number. What happens is when they print the papers, they print the exams papers, those students, their papers are printed. The exams still goes on. WAEC does not say because this student oyare, this student onyem, this student with all due respect want to mean exams into the index numbers. We have to reprint all index numbers into say 2 million students never try exams now. We need to go back and redo the index numbers. It does not work like that. WAEC still sticks by the principles. The index numbers stay and people go there to write into exams rooms desk na empty. Na paper da so, index number da so, because WAEC still recognize the index number. WAEC does not go back and reprint all the papers because nipa mienu ana miensa are not writing the exams. WAEC still goes ahead. Into WAEC printed 20 million papers because Kevin Taylor is not writing the exams, or because 20 students are not writing the exams from one school, we will have to change all the index numbers. WAEC goes on to print the papers, and what WAEC does is at the election day, on examination day, they bring out the paper, put the paper on the desk, that index number paper not on the desk. After the exams, they collect those papers. So why is the electoral commissioner what printed papers 90%? Say because Akua Donkor after 10 days Akua Donkor party into manfa presidential candidate amba, we have to nullify and change the ballot paper. That is evil. Ghana, for nobody should allow this. So James and MPP for try anything silly. We should let them understand we are the people. The NDC as a political party should not dare. John Mahama is number 8 and nobody at the Electoral Commission can change that. We are the people. The elections, we will have it. Baby Obia Peki Baumia the number 1, he will stay number 1. John Mahama the number 8, he will stay number 8. And that is what we are going with. Say Papa Anya Shia. boni enyahwe ena ebe a mede beja jemensa ene isi ni MPP se papa ankoka prede enkeka papa se bibi ankoka bibi a bibi enka bibi so obi anya obi a bibi a obi aso entumi nya obi a bibi a. My name is Kevin Ekoberu-Taylor. Thank you very much for being part of today's show. I'll be back tomorrow on Wednesday. Tomorrow, Wednesday, yes, maybe I'll be back to discuss Ghana. Be good. God bless you. God bless me. Cheers and good night. We will meet you tomorrow. Thank you very much, team. Thank you very much, every single person who made this possible. Good night.
Number 8, what the number 8, number 8, number 8, number 8, what the number 8, number 8.
Mufasiano Emami.
Chef, Neko Tuyegu.
Naminchikano.
Kojo B. Kawachi. 2024 Mahameba. And then McClare NDC Afa. Abu Pabana, Omo Shebo. 8 years, I'm a transfer number yo. One district, one factory. Scanner brand over Chama family. Dr. Mahamudu Baumia, near people in the Messiah, Abani Mahama. It's about me at Sanchay. Abandoned the Mahama 2024, and it will be on Precos Mahama. Still obey, Mr. Tranchay. Abandoned the Mahama 7 December, number 8, 24 West Economy. Mahama Bar used to be a Jumaya. Mahama test for no way you be my Ghana for now. Mumaya, Upe Wumpo, Waba, Baumia, dear, so water. 7 December, and it was a young trouble. Mahama, no Mahama. It's about me at Sanchay. Abandoned the Mahama 2024, and it will be on Precos Mahama. Still obey, Mr. Tranchay. Abandoned the Mahama 2024, and it will be on Pre. And so many man for no about Besiages Gago Gunin Pass. Cathedral, yes, $58 million. Adana swimming pool. What's that move break 8? 81 at Natio Mahama. What the number 8? It's a Ghana for what trouble I want to Mama Hama. That is here. 24 West Economy, 7 December, Abano, 2024, and it will be on Precos Mahama. Still obey, Mr. Tranchay. Abandoned the Mahama 2024, and it will be on Pre.
Mamena PENDREAM TV. Now, so far, so good. Say open online portal le Ghana. Nipa share, nipa follow, nipa comment here. To my best of knowledge, without any biases, PENDREAM TV. I see say a lot of people are moving from the traditional media to the social media. And PENDREAM, you are setting the pace because you bring the issues as they are. And the those are the issues. And then Unipa are not ready for just ordinary endorsement. But people want to hear the issues. What are the issues? What are the possible solutions? So for me, I'm endorsing PENDREAM TV. And I'm recommending, say, Obi Biana who feels traditional media and why you're bored with it, I'm going to live up to expectation. Your next last stop, PENDREAM TV.